Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm Paige, this is Seeking Alexandria, and today we are doing another me filming 2-in-1, trying not to make it super awkward or weird or whatever. But for the purposes of this video, hello, welcome back, and we are checking out some Cliniqueness today. They recently came out, I think they recently came out, with this Even Better Glow Light Reflecting Makeup. Hello? Oh my god, my voice is reflecting off my can. That's really distracting. I'm like, why am I hearing an echo? It's reflecting off my can because I talk that loud. So, as I said, this is the Clinique Even Better Glow Light Reflecting Makeup Broad Spectrum SPF 15. I picked it up in the shade CN10 Alabaster. It is for dry combination to combination oily. Now, what does it say on the back? I think that this is basically just supposed to be like a little bit of coverage. It's not supposed to be too much. And I wanted to try it out today because it is, I'm actually filming this on Labor Day. I'm not sure how long after Labor Day it will go up, but so rude. But I am filming it today and I don't have to like go out or really do anything. And I thought it'd be a good day to test it where I don't have to have like super full coverage, but I could have like, you know, a little bit of coverage. And then I also picked up the Clinique Beyond Perfecting Foundation and Concealer, this little guy right here. I don't know, I just found it in the box. I feel like I got this as a free sample. I'm not sure, but I thought we would go in with this and kind of do some spot checks, depending on how obviously like coverage or not this is. On the box, it says allergy tested, 100% fragrance free, sheer to moderate coverage, so like no coverage, luminous finish, so I'm gonna be looking a little bit extra greasy. Perfects with a soft, luminous touch. Skin looks lit from within, instantly and over time, oil-free, shake well. Basically, it's supposed to be one of those like, oh, I'm going to the beach, I want a little bit of something, and I want it to have some sunscreen in it. Doesn't look like a bad match. This is the little guy right here. Again, in typical Clinique fashion. Let me see how much this is. It's obviously not cheap. I want to say it was like $30-some. Oh, just kidding. It is $28. And oh, there are some reviews. I'm not going to read them, but it only has 3.5 reviews. And it had 0 when I bought it. So that does not make me feel good about my life. But it is new from Clinique, and I am excited to try it out just to see. Again, obviously I'm not expecting much coverage. I feel like it's so important to know, like, let's like set our standards right where they should be for whatever we're working with. So if I know it's not meant to have much coverage, then I'm good with that. I do love this shade match. It's a great color for me. Where's my beauty blender? I'm gonna go in with a beauty blender. I think when it comes to a product like this that's not gonna have any coverage, you'd probably be fine to put it on with like a brush or whatever, or even your hands. Honestly, it probably doesn't matter. It reminds me a lot so far of that that e.l.f. stuff that I tried in my full face e.l.f. I can link that down below, but it had like a very light amount of coverage, but it just sat like really nicely. It wasn't heavy, it wasn't weird, it wasn't cakey, and for a sunscreen it was actually a really nice option. So this might sound crazy, but like this half done, this half not, and I'm actually really liking it. Like the coverage is very light. Obviously there's not much, but I actually really enjoy the way that it sits. Like if you were going for a nice natural glowy kind of finish, I think that this could work. It's very pretty. Again, I don't know how it wears or anything, and I do want to try the other half with a brush. I'm just gonna go in with my IT Cosmetics Heavenly Luxe Flat Top Buffing Kabuki. Again, I don't think that this is the kind of stuff that you need to use a brush or anything with. I think you could probably just smear it on your hands like sunscreen. I use tools and utensils just because I like to keep everything even, and because, you know, I like it. It has a weird kind of smell. It's not like fragrance, it's just very, almost a touch of like medicine-y type smell, or but it doesn't smell like sunscreen either. Weird. But it's not super bad, it's not overpowering. It's honestly only like maybe a 2 or 3 on our Richter scale of smells that we use on this channel. The scale of stank. I got a ton more coverage, but it's super streaky. So and I feel like that's pretty common with most of the foundations I try, just because you can stipple with a brush and get a lot more coverage. The brush obviously doesn't soak up a ton of product. And then you can go in and buff it out with a beauty blender, and it's usually pretty decent. One of the things I am gonna say though is I've had to use quite a bit of this product to get any kind of coverage. So if you are looking for it for the coverage aspect, it's probably not something you're gonna wanna splurge on, just because 28 bucks, this bottle is not gonna last you very long. Again, if you're going for like a coverage perspective. If you're just going for something that like sits on the skin and you can take the, you know, take the kids, go to the beach or go out in the sun, or, you know, go have a picnic or whatever, and you don't need so much coverage and you don't have to build it so much, the price point probably wouldn't be that bad because you wouldn't be using as much as someone like myself. Okay, and it is 1 fluid ounce, so it's a standard amount of product. The only difference is obviously you're gonna have to use a lot more for coverage. But I have to say, you guys, for being a sheer medium, like, that built up beautifully. I'm beyond impressed with the buildableness of that foundation, or whatever the hell you even want to call this. Perfecting glowy makeup. I don't even know. What the hell is this called? Even better glow light reflecting makeup. It's just, they don't even call it foundation. But honestly, it's more buildable than a lot of foundations I've used. So that's awesome. Let me buff it out with my Beauty Blender real quick. Nothing crazy. Just, you know, don't want a bunch of little stipple marks and a bunch of little streaky streaks, because yuck. Yeah, that's actually really pretty so far. Okay, so next I do want to go in with this Beyond Perfecting foundation and concealer. Again, I'm pretty sure this is a sample that I got. I feel like I've tried this as a foundation before and I did not like it. In the big giant bottles, it's literally just a giant bottle like this, but bigger. And I wasn't a big fan. It didn't wear nicely on my face, which is a really unpopular opinion, by the way, because people that love it really love it. And I didn't. So I'm kind of hoping that as a concealer I like it a little bit more. I'm just going to go through and kind of give a little bit of extra coverage. Again, I don't have to have, you know, like super glammy anything today because I'm just hanging out. But I do want to give everything a good thorough testing. Now, this is not a super light color for me. Oh, I just got my hair in it. That's cute. It's not super light, so I wouldn't use this to like contour and do my normal like Shape Tape, under the eye, brightening. It's not so much for that, not on me, at least not this color. And this is the shade 0.5 Breeze. That's all it says. I don't know what that means. I'm just going to buff this out real quick. I always feel kind of silly when I test out these foundations. Like, you guys know I've got intense like acne, I've got intense everything. And I feel bad sometimes because it's like you guys come to me for that. But I feel like there are some days, like even us full coverage people that like need full coverage because, you know, we actually have acne and stuff to cover. You know, we don't always want to have it. Like, you know, sometimes it is nice to have a lighter option. So I feel like I want to bring you guys both. I don't want to just bring you the other. Okay, like why do I not love this concealer? What is going on? I legit feel like that first round didn't even do anything. It's working okay on my blemishes, but it's not working like that great. I think maybe I should try it with a brush if I can find one. I'm just going to go in with one of these little brushes. I don't remember the brand it's from. It's going to be coming up in an Amazon, like the brushes and the more affordable brushes I've been trying. But I'm just going to try and pat those in with a brush and see if I can get the coverage to stay a little bit better. This guy right here, I'm not expecting to cover that well because he's really pissed off today. Don't know why. Autoimmune disorder, no idea. But for the rest of them, they're actually, oh, never mind. These ones are pissed too. Okay. Sometimes my face does that. Like it just gets so irritated that for some reason the sores, like they won't cover because they're not acne, they're sores. And I know that for some of you, you're going to be like, wow, that's effing disgusting. And for me, I'm not going to lie, like that's just the reality of having an autoimmune disorder. My body takes like nothing and turns it into a sore. Air, a sore. A carrot, a sore. That made no sense, but hopefully you get where I'm going with this. Okay, I feel like on the face, like in these areas where it actually did cover up the acne, again, I don't hold the product accountable for my face. So like this dot and these 3 dots over here, I don't hold it accountable for those. They are pissed. But like these other areas, that concealer did cover pretty decently, but for some reason it is not covering the blue in my under eye, which is really pissing me off. But it doesn't matter because it's not like I need it to be super full coverage today. But just something to note, like it's worked for everyone else. Like I've seen other people use it and they're like, oh my God, I love it. Oh my God, it's the best. And I use it and it's like, bitch, please. Next. You guys, I'm going to try the Beauty Bakery setting powder. I usually have pretty decent luck with this. I'm just going to go in real light. My Beauty Blender is damp. One of you guys asked me that and I felt like such an idiot because I don't know if I've ever said it in a video. But anytime that you see me doing this and going in like with my powder to put it under my eye or anything, the Beauty Blender is still damp. I use a damp Beauty Blender to apply my foundation, to apply my this setting powder. I use a damp Beauty Blender for pretty much everything. I used to use it dry and it just doesn't do it as well. I feel like when it's damp, it really allows you to like push the product into your skin and to work with it better, and it's just overall it just works a lot better, and I find it to be a lot more smoothing on my skin, so that's why I use it damp. Plus then you don't have to like use two, you know, one's, you know, for my foundation and then one's dry for, no, I'm not all about that life. You know, at first I used to feel really stupid or like weird doing these 2-part videos because I was like, is it weird that I'm filming 2 videos like at one time with one face? And then I was like, wait a second. Like people that collab do that. They're like, oh, we did the first part of our makeup on my channel and now you have to come to my channel to watch the rest. And I'm over here just like, how about same channel, just 2 different days. Like, hey, I did part 1 today. You get part 2 tomorrow. Right? I mean, that works perfect. At least you didn't have to go to anybody else's channel. You got it all page all the time. Look at that. Look at how good. All right, I got it all set down, and I have to be honest, you guys, up close, it looks pretty good. Like, everything seems to be okay. I did prime my skin, and I wanted to obviously tell you guys, I tell you guys all the products that I use, that way you don't ever have to wonder. Normally, you see me go in, where is it? With the Milani Prime Shield, and this is like just a go-to for me. I've used it a lot on my channel. I use it a lot in general. And I went in today with the Milani Prime Correct. It is a face primer, corrects redness and pore minimizing. They're very similar in texture. It's a little thicker than this one, but I wanted something that was a little bit more pore filling if I was trying out such a thin foundation. So that's why I switched it up with this one. It's still a good primer, and then I did go ahead, obviously, and I set that with my primer, or my primer water by Smashbox. Just so you guys know what I used, I did use the Prime Correct. It's pretty good. It's not super as long wearing as the Prime Shield is, which I think is just because this one is meant to be like mattifying and like help you with that. This is meant to just more be kind of like the Benefit Professional, where it kind of goes in, fills your pores, smooths everything out. Not necessarily oil controlling, but like it can, that kind of thing. Same kind of concept. So I just wanted to let you guys know. Okay, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to finish my face. I'm going to jump into the next video, film that one. I will come back in, show you guys the final product. We will do a close-up. I will wear it for the day, and then we'll do our end of the day check-in as we always do with foundations. So hang tight, you guys. Okay guys, I just went ahead, I got all my face on, and I finished up the other video I was doing. If you're curious, everything on my eyes is the Kat Von D Shade and Light Glimmer Eye Palette. I was reviewing that. So when that one is up, I don't know which one goes up first, but when they're up, I will link each other to each other's video, because obviously they were shot in one day, and you'd probably like to see everything that happened. So that is irrelevant at this moment. I went ahead, obviously finished up, and I did go in as well with the new Clinique, what is this called? The Clinique High Impact Lash Elevating Mascara. I believe this is relatively new, also from Ulta. So I had 3 Clinique products in this video. Go me! So I have some impressions on this. I definitely love the applicator. I love the style. I think that it has a nice, almost like that Christmas tree point to it. And I really like that. However, that's probably the only thing I can say I like about it. I think it did a great job at giving my lashes good lift and definition, but it's a very sticky, thick formula. As I was putting it on my lashes and like they were actually getting like kind of stuck in it, it's just a very, very thick, almost goopy formula. Very like thick hair gel. Like when you're like, I don't want my hair to move for 3 years. That kind of really thick intenseness, and I'm not a huge fan of that. I prefer a more fluid mascara. It looked very nice. It did a great job on the lower lashes though, and that point on the applicator really lets you kind of get in without being pointy or disruptive, like, you know, stabbing yourself in the face. And now that I'm looking at it, I am definitely ending up with some mascara chunky, like weird fallout situation, like, you know how when the mascara starts to kind of crumble off. It's only been on for like 15 minutes, 20 minutes max, and it's already starting to crumble. So I'm not loving the mascara so much. As far as the concealer ended up, I wasn't a big fan of that either. It started to like crease and get cakey. So I definitely think that I've tried this multiple times, probably enough to know that I don't really love it. I think I'm one of the only oily skinned people on the internet that does not love this, but such is life. And now on to this, can't call it foundation, but this Better Glowing makeup stuff. I actually thought that it handled like a champ, you guys. I am insanely impressed with it. It layered up really nicely. When I look at a product like this, I'm like, oh, like it's half makeup, half like sunscreen. Like they're trying to create like a hybrid, and it layered insanely nice. Like I'm impressed at how much coverage I was able to layer onto this. Now, does that mean it's going to wear very well? No, but this has layered better right now than a lot of my high-end foundations. So that is saying something. Not saying Clinique isn't high end, but like they're a foundation and they're meant for coverage. They're meant for longevity. And this is looking nicer than a lot of them already. I'm kind of a little shooketh about that. Like, wow. It's looking a little cakey around the nose, but usually once I get into my sweet spot, you know, where my makeup blends together and looks flawless, that'll start to drift away. This has been on my face so far. I've been filming for probably an hour, hour and a half-ish on the other palette, and so far it looks really nice. The product's layered amazingly. Again, like I told you guys, this spot and this spot, and then there's a couple over here. Not holding it responsible for those. They were pissed when I started. Doesn't matter. But the rest of the face looks beautiful. It took product like a dream. So I will check in with you guys at the end of the day, let you know how it wore, what I ended up doing, and kind of checking in that sense so we can gauge it. Honestly, this is one I probably could have tried during work. It looks like nice. I would wear this to work right now. It doesn't mean it's going to wear nice. So we will find out, and I will let you know what I think at the end of the day. Okay, you guys, it is really the end of the day. This stuff has been on my face for a very impressive 12 hours, 10, 12, 11, 12, somewhere in the 11 to 12 hour range. And don't mind the super fun, you know, current state of my existence. I've been like, I actually hung out with a friend tonight. I acted my age. I painted my nails. I was like, damn, hey, Jeremiah, what's up? He came over. We hung out. It was a good time. So I wanted to pop back on and take a look at this foundation, discuss it, you know, per our usual. And you guys, okay. I didn't look at the reviews, so like I don't know what other people thought about it. I don't know why it only had 3.5 stars, because if I'm being honest, I am really impressed with this. Like, okay, the one thing that, and I'll get to that in a second, it did take a lot of product to get to what I'm about to say, but this coverage is really good. Like, again, not counting here, or these 3 spots over here. I've said it 100 times. They were mad. Not the foundation or the liquid better glowing makeup's fault, whatever the hell you want to call it, but it's not its fault. But lacking that, this coverage did not slough all day. Like in the areas that it originally covered, it stayed very nicely covered. Now, because I did have to build up so much, it did take a lot of product. As you guys know, that is the one thing that I said I was kind of bumming about, was how much product it took, and you only get 1 fluid ounce, which is standard for a normal foundation, but I feel like it's kind of shy in the product, you know, department, because you know, you have to take a lot more to do it. And I feel like even if you were like throwing this in your beach bag and applying it every couple of hours, I still feel like that's not a lot, because you're going to put it on your hands, move it onto your face, and you're going to need more than just 1 fluid ounce of this. And I think, like I said before, I don't remember, I think it was like 28 bucks or something. I don't remember. That could be a total lie. But I was just kind of underwhelmed with the amount of product that you get and how far it goes. But I'm insanely impressed with how well the coverage built, because I did not expect a sheer coverage. Typically sheer coverage does not build. They're like, oh, it's buildable, you can totally build it, and it never builds to anything that's worth shit. And this actually built up insanely well. Like, it built up to be a very nice covered foundation. So I really liked that. I'll give you guys the close-up and everything. It started to look a little cakey probably around like hour 8-ish, but like, okay, hour 8, I'll take it. And it's like, it did start to look a little cakey from about hour 2 to 3. I did see it settle into my 2 little smile lines right here, but it wasn't until like hour, again, 8-ish, that it really started to settle into these lines. And that's not something I usually see. So I was kind of like, no other foundation usually gets into these lines. That's pretty rare for me. And I haven't blotted or anything, and there's like little to no shine on my face. I was like, okay, so the primer combo that I did with this was very good. And my nose just now is starting to look a little shiny and a little bit cakey, but the majority of the cake is on the cheeks, which is, as you guys saw, me really piling on the coverage. So I'm really impressed. I do feel like, too, when I got out into some natural light, the color difference was a little bit intense, I want to say. So it might have oxidized a little. I'm not really sure what happened there, but I was a little bit, you know, kind of, I don't know that it oxidized or if I used too much bronzer. Let's be honest, both are entirely possible. So I think my overall thought so far on this is I want to try and mix this with either my Super Stay Better Skin by Maybelline or my Estee Lauder Double Wear Maximum Coverage, which you guys know I mix this shit into everything. I'm like, Foundation, mix it in. Cereal, mix it in. Shit. Eyelashes, mix it in. So like I seriously mix this one into everything. But if I love the way that this one sits on my face and it sits there for a long period of time, I feel like I'd almost be crazy not to like at least try it out with a little bit of Estee Lauder, you know what I'm saying? So I think that it definitely has the potential to be great. I'll keep you guys apprised of the goings on after I mix it with this, which, let's be real, I'm doing that like tomorrow because I'm super intrigued. Now, my thoughts, I guess, on the foundation are definitely, I liked it. I'm going to go ahead and give you the close-up before I forget, and then we'll keep talking. Okay, so you can definitely see there's a little bit of texture going on here. There's a little bit of shine on the nose, but nothing that's too atrocious. But when we get to the cheek area, again, omitting this and this down here because these were kind of pissed off, but the coverage is still really good. It didn't slough off. This area right here was really red when I put my foundation on or my makeup on, and it's not red. Like, it didn't slough off, and it's been on my face a really long time. This product held the bronzer, the blush, and the highlight very nicely. I would say it did the same thing on this side. It's just looking a little bit cakey. These are the 3 dots I'm talking about. Holy shit, were they annoying this morning. But overall, I think it held really well. And then you can kind of see right here the lines that I'm talking about that it settled into. And then a little bit on the side, right here. Like on the side of my nose, on the side of my nose, just a little tiny bit. And normally you guys will see me like, I get weird, oh, there's like a mark on my chin right here, that's cute. But normally you guys see this area and this area getting really texturized and really weird. And it didn't today, so I was kind of like, well, that's kind of friggin' impressive. So while we're here though, here we go, let's take a look at this under eye real quick because you're definitely going to need to know about this for the next second that I'm going to talk. Because we're going to be talking about, you know, see all these little black dots? We're going to talk about that mascara, and we're going to talk about this cake-ass concealer. So let's zoom out, okay? Okay. So if we're going to move on, and again, my thoughts on this like foundation-y type deal, I actually really enjoyed it. I think it'll be a great mix-in medium. I will definitely let you guys know how that goes as a mix-in and whatnot. But even just today, I think that it wore really, really well, especially for how things normally sit on my face, what we are both used to seeing. Because again, anything I see in my mirror, I try to make damn sure that you guys get to see in the camera, because I want you guys to see everything I see and be like we best friends, be like you right here. So I really, really enjoy that. Like, I don't know what it is. I really love this. Again, it did get a little thick up through here, but maybe if I can add something with a really full coverage element to it, maybe that won't be an issue. Something to consider. So the other things that we wanted to talk about, let's go in first with this concealer, which I talked about again a little bit previously. It got really cakey, really like I did not care for this. This was definitely not my cup of tea. And I've tried it so many times. I think that it sat nicely over blemishes, and it is a really good skin match for my current skin tone. So this might be something I could maybe fill in with for a concealer. Maybe something to use, I'm not really sure, but it could be an option. I'll keep working with it. But as far as the under eye, oh god, made the under eye look crepey, cakey, and every other word that you don't want on your face. Oh, this mascara, you guys, what is it with me and mascara? Like, this mascara was crap. I actually earlier, like maybe a couple hours ago, I went like this because I had an itch, and I'm not kidding you, they're like still sticky. Like, they feel sticky, and I don't know why. Like, why? They are gummy to the touch, and it's literally that same like stick consistency that it was when I put it on, and it feels like a gummy paste, and I don't like it. I didn't like the way that it sat on my eyes, and as you saw, there is literally nothing but like solid black fallout all under my eyes from my mascara, and I'm like, really? Come on. Like, the only piece of it that dries down is the kind that dries and crumbles onto my face. Really? Really, mascara? So that was kind of a bummer. So I really hated the mascara, and I really didn't like this friggin' Conceal and Perfect thing either. But I did like that foundation. So those are kind of my final thoughts, you guys. I know it's a little bit disjointed, and I hope that you don't ever mind when I do the 2-in-1 kind of situation. I love doing it, and these brows actually turned out really good. I left, like, and I went out about my day, and I, like, caught my own reflection, and I was like, damn, girl, these brows are looking good. I was like, I got pretty into my brows there for a second, but I was just like, look at them. Like, they're even kind of even and shit. I was like, damn, why can't we do this every day? Because we're not that talented or that awake when we normally do it. That's why, Paige, get with your system. So, I think that is it, you guys. I don't think I have anything else to say. Go selfish. Okay, you guys, that is it for this video. I'm gonna leave because all I do is ramble when I'm not sure what to say, and I ramble very well. So we'll be here forever. Don't you just love my blue nails? Ah, I love them. Okay, so I'm gonna get going. I hope you have a great day, night, weekend, whatever. Don't forget, always check out the comments, subscribe, like, share, all that good shit, because that's how we grow. And we've been growing like mama jammas. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. I'm really excited. So, oh, my nose itches. I can finally take this off. Oh my God. I am like at the ready with my wipes. I'm so excited. Yes, comment, like, subscribe. I read the comments. I've been loving it. And I just love hanging out with you guys. I think that it's like one of the funnest things I do. Everyone in the rooms around me thinks that I'm crazy because I just sit here and like talk to myself, which I can understand their perspective, but here I am. I'm like, I'm imagining myself talking to like 300 of my closest bitches. You know what I'm saying? I'm in here like, girl, did you see that new release by Smashbox? Like, that's my life. So I'm gonna get going, you guys. I'm psychotic. I will talk to you guys all later. And again, I hope you have a great time, and I hope that this made you laugh, because if it didn't make you laugh, I didn't do my damn job. Because that's half the reason I'm here, is to bring humor and happiness into your damn little life. The life of monotony and work and children and husbands and boyfriends or whatever your world consists of. I'm here to break that shit up and make it funny. So I will talk to you guys all later for the 100th time. Bye. Woo. Calm down. Bye.